One of the other things I wanted to go into with clackamas is, I called back and tried to talk to the district attorney's office a couple times to get some clarity on a lot of different things. They were helpful right when this incident happened, the Monday after it happened, in terms of this Jenna Dianne McClure accident, where not only was she uninsured, which is, and she was drunk or high on drugs and left the scene, but it's also really important to note after the fact when the other motorist, myself, directly contacted her through Facebook. She basically did everything she could, not only that night of, to try to tamper with the scene, come back, brush her teeth, and wash her face, make it look like she wasn't drunk and high, and and leaving the scene. But then leaving the scene also to come back and getting that fake card. So she did a lot to tamper with the scene that night. Now, what I'm trying to get at though is the other thing is though afterwards, a month afterwards, even if she didn't have insurance, even if all that stuff transpired correctly the night of the incident, there was ample opportunity for Jenna to correctly and maturely and responsibly square away in terms of legal, effort with this other motorist who took the time to directly contact her through Facebook, pointed out the damage to the car again, and pointed out that she had given him a fraudulent card that didn't have an address. B, she was uninsured, but without that address, the other motorist wasn't able to, take her to small claims court, and he asked for the address through that Facebook messaging. Now, she basically did everything she could, continued to do everything she could to, make it impossible for that other motorist to do due process against her for the damage that she had inflicted to his car, which is very problematic in light of the fact that she did leave the scene that night. And technically, prior to the officer getting there, she can't get her car and drive away. Now, not just the issue with her potentially, tampering with the scene in terms of making it look like she wasn't drinking but brushing her teeth and etc., but she had gone and got a different card. She had a card with her originally, and it was clearly expired, and that's what I pointed out. She was laughing. She didn't want to give it to me. She was yelling, and that's why I had made that 911 call that night. And the long and short of it is, though, on top of all these other issues, we have a problem with the fact that technically the car didn't belong to her. The car belonged to Thomas Douglas from Glenadin Beach, who is some sort of relative of her. They transferred the ownership to her right after this accident happened, when they said they had already transferred, 2 days before or something like that. But that was a lie, obviously, because she's photographed with that vehicle up until more than a year prior to this incident. So she's had the car for a while, and then after they transferred it to her, they transferred it again to, I guess it looks like a brother of hers, another young man. She's a girl, but a young man up there in that government camp, Mount Hood area. So clearly, not just as Jenna, but the owner of the car, Thomas Douglas, who was the technical owner during this incident, is liable. Now, for me, all clackamas deputy, who obviously did his job incorrectly that night, Tyler Alexander, and all of the other issues that came to the surface with Clackamas County being basically, the law enforcement basically doing things criminally in countless instances and not being held accountable by the district attorney's office. So again, this gets into the Monday after I go into the district attorney's office. I talk to the gal there, and the guy, I point out the issues, and I say, hey, I'm probably going to have to file a suit against, and this is before I even was aware that she was uninsured. I was so ticked off by the fact she was drunk and he did nothing on it, and I was like, I'm probably going to file a suit against the county and the company Charlie's Mountain View, because this girl, who looked like she was an employee at that time, even though they deny she was an employee, it still looks like she claims on her Facebook she's an employee, clearly very well known in the area and known by the staff of Mountain View, and they harbored her after the incident. So when I got the news that she looked like she was uninsured, and they were saying they were having problems getting a hold of her, I tried to get out of my car after talking to State Farm that night and go into that establishment and be like, hey, Jenna, what's going on with your insurance? They told me to tell you to get a hold of them. This thing's not working out. And also, obviously, the issue that came up when I Facebook messaged her was like, hey, there's no address on this, and they've confirmed that you didn't have insurance. What's going on? So it kind of left me high and dry as a citizen of the United States, where countless times I did everything I could to on my end of things do the due process correctly and maturely and responsibly and politely to her. But really, the hard truth is the law is you can't leave the scene. The law is that information had to be exchanged the night of the incident. I don't have to be tracking her down and stuff. You know what I mean? My efforts towards a Facebook message, my efforts to have to go to the